Okay, I'm back. Just to complete the lesson. Remember, we're talking about World War III, the prophecy in the Bible. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 34. And let's start at verse 1. Okay. Let me get it straight. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. So the Lord is not just against the Edomites, he's against all nations, all right? That's why he's going to gather them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, and hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. See, so there's going to be a lot of dead bodies in that valley of Jehoshaphat when the World War kicks off, World War III. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. Right? And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. So Isaiah saw the mushroom cloud of the nuclear weapons, and he described it as a scroll being rolled together. And all their hosts you just read it. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from a vine, and as a fig fallen from a fig tree. For the sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. So it's going to come down on these white people. And upon the people of my curse to judgment. So they're cursed, man, because they're going to melt to death, basically. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood and fatness, with the blood of lambs and goats, and the fat of kidneys and rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah. Bozrah was a town in the nation of Edom, which is modern day Jordan, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So there's going to be a great slaughter for you white people, basically. You know? Let's go down to verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. See, recompense. The Lord believes in payback, man. And that's what's going to happen, whether our people like it or not. You just have to go with the plan. If you go against it, you want to love these people, you know. Because when the Bible says love thy enemy, it's talking about a fellow Israelite, man. All right? And I've got into that many times before. Now let's go to the book of Obadiah. Obadiah is one book, which is one chapter long, and it tells you about the destruction of the Edomites, right? The so-called white people today, you know, and they've got no promise of mercy at all from God. Now let's see why the Lord is going to allow this to happen. Why is he's not allowing it, he's making it happen, you know. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. So a lot of the allies of America are going to turn on America. They're going to turn on Babylon the Great. All right? They that eat the bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in them. So all these nations that trade with America, they're going to switch on them, including England, Britain. All right? Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, destroy the wise men out of Edom? See, it always says Edom. All right? Oops, Salakia. always says Edom, but they're the number one they're the number one enemies of the nation. When you read Psalms 83, the first nation it mentions is Edom. And understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, old Teman, shall be dismayed to the end, that every one of the mount of Esau, Edomites, white people, may be cut off by slaughter. Now, why is this going to happen? Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, the 12 tribes. What they did, what the Spanish did to our people in North, Central, South America, Christopher Columbus, the slave trade, lynchings, burnings, hangings. That's the reason why this is coming on. They actually thought they got away with it, but the Lord's saving the best to last. You know? And any of our people that are not down with this, that shows how wicked you are, man. Sticking up for the wicked. That's why 2/3 of you are going to die, man. Now let's go to Isaiah 9:5. Because it tells you what kind of war this is going to be. Right? It's going to be a different war. And this is going to show you how accurate the Bible is, man. See, once you get an understanding of this Bible, it's amazing. You know? This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, like sword fights, etc. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Burning and fuel of fire. That's nuclear nuclear weapons, man. That's what it's going to be. Now, Zechariah is going to go more in depth into it. See, the Lord gave many of these prophets the visions, you know, of what's going to happen in this Armageddon. And the word Armageddon goes back to, I think, the word Megiddo, which means final battle. All right. Let's see, Zechariah chapter 14, verse 2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the wives and the houses rifled, and the women ravished. Ravished, that means a lot of women are going to get raped. All right? And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the sea. All right. Let's go back down to verse 12. All right. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people more than it's a place, the Israelites. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. See that? And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. What weapon can do that? Melt people while they're standing up. Melt their eyeballs. Melt their tongue. Nuclear weapons. All right? See, the Lord is beautiful, man. He's showing us what's going to happen in World War III before it happens. That's what prophesying is. All right? Now let's go to Peter, because Peter had visions too. All right. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. See, a thief doesn't say, I'm coming tomorrow at 10 o'clock. He comes unawares, all right? In which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. See that? So a lot of people, the elements as well, people are going to melt to death. Buildings going to totally be disintegrated. All right? Let's go to Jeremiah. And I'm just doing this so you understand that this is dead serious, man. Dead serious. See, the Lord knows your heart. If you're not down with his program, he could allow you to be in those nuclear missiles and melt and die with these Edomites. Why would you want to do that? You know, Philippians 2:12. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Forget them. They're done. No race is at the top forever. It's never happened. All right? Every empire rises and falls. This empire rose by enslaving us. Now it's done. Hence why they're 18 trillion in debt. America. All right? 50. Jeremiah 50 verse 15. 50 and 15, yep. Jeremiah 15. Shout against her round about, for she hath given her hand, for the foundations fallen, her walls are thrown down. It is the vengeance of the Lord. Taketh vengeance upon her, she hath done. Do unto her, cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of the harvest. For fear, a pressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone into their own land. So a lot of people, before the nukes come, all these different so-called races are going to go back to their own lands. All right? So that's mercy the Lord's given to the other nations, you know, so they don't get burnt up. But these white people, no mercy, man. The Lord's not going to give any mercy to them, because they didn't give no mercy to the so-called North American Indians.
So in the New Kingdom, which is it's a hair, the World War III is right here, with ISIS and all the wars going on right now. We're gonna have you guys in captivity, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna have you up to 1,000 years, and we're gonna do double to what you guys did to us. It's only fair. That's justice, right? If somebody kills your father, okay, don't you want justice being done unto him for what he has done?
Certainly.
That's right. And basically, you probably want to take his whole life in your own hands. That's right. And that's what that's according to the scriptures. That is exactly what we're going to do to you guys.
That's right. So
that's just true, whether you want to take it or not.
So you did the crime, you do the time.
As simple as that, man. You know, that's basically what that's basically under that's basically what we're doing here. Letting people know that there is judgment, okay? For then there's consequences for actions.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead. That's right. Yeah.
One of my brothers,
That's right.
the late grandpas, they're in chains. My fellow, they're in chains too.
That's right.
Because you white fuckers, man.
That's right. Christopher
You white
Columbus.
fuckers, man. You put us in chains.
They did.
Columbus did.
Not today, man. Not today, man.
That's right.
Not
And
today.
soon enough, man, you're gonna see the Most High come down.
Fuck it. You're gonna go to war.
How was
man.
that?
Go to war.
How was that?
Yeah, Slaka. Yeah, Yahushua's gonna come down.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus, what you guys call Jesus, is gonna come down.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have these people, and we're gonna destroy everything.
No
We're
more
gonna destroy
fucking
everything.
chains, man. No more fucking chains.
No, man,
That's
you
right.
guys are going to be put in that shit. You guys are going to be put in slavery.
That's right.
In the kingdom of heaven.
It's that simple, man. That's what we're explaining, bro.
That's right.
This is...
You can't be that demon came here thinking that we didn't know you was there.
This is
I remember him from last time.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to be a slick.
He was the one who was giving
Give us the flyers.
those flyers
Yeah.
for Christ and Jesus. He didn't even know what the hell he's talking about.
And like another thing, like, what the fuck, like, is the gospel music gonna do to us?
He's standing there playing
Like,
gospel music,
gospel
like we're gonna get, you know, we're gonna get watch them when they leave.
You know?
Nothing's gonna happen to us, man. There's no enchantment against Jacob, which was the nation of Israel.
That's right.
This is Psalms 7 and 11.
That's right.
God judges the righteous,
That's right.
and God is angry with the wicked every day.
That's right. So the Lord judges the righteous, and He is angry with the wicked every day. And who's the wicked? The so-called white people.
That's right.
Yeah, that's exactly.
All the other nations.
That's right. That's right.
You tortured us, you know.
That's right.
Tortured us. We're in chains.
That's right. Go ahead.
We're gonna pay, man. You're gonna fucking pay, man.
That's right. That's right.
Fucking pay.
That's right.
That's right.
This is Nahum chapter 1 verse 9. What do ye imagine against the Lord Yahweh?
right.
He will make an utter end.
right.
Affliction shall not rise up the second time.
Exactly.
So
He'll make
this is
Hey,
it.
brother.
If.
When those aren't flow,
That's right.
when God comes down, these guys are gonna torture it, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
No, that's
That's right.
All those missiles
That's
are going to be
really
put
gonna
onto
go to
you
heaven.
guys.
That's right.
That's right.
you guys. You what fuckers, man? Because they're so righteous, you know.
That's right. It's true, man. You guys walk around being righteous.
Yeah.
Like that guy's a perfect example of all these type of demon characteristics.
Yeah, he's straight demon.
That guy came here. He said he thought he was doing the Lord's justice, service, by standing there.
I was a demon.
Because man, that's what they teach in that church. We're not used to being the ones we need to do. You know, basically, they come over there. He thought he was playing his Christian music. He's gonna condemn us somehow. We're gonna somehow our hearts are gonna change, and we're gonna be okay. We were wrong.
They think.
People against us.
Yeah. That's he trying to hold people against us.
A demon.
You
And
see
then
how
he left.
people come
And that's
here
right.
to fight.
He left
I saw
one
there was
time.
like a guy here earlier. He looked like he was ready to fight.
Yeah, man, our people are ready to fight us all the time. Because of the oppression of the so-called white people.
That's right.
You guys put them in so much oppression, they're ready to go out against anybody.
Hey, guy. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Get it back.
You believe in God?
I kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's right. You know? That's right.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's right. You
I'm in an
know?
in-between place right now. It's like
Good, because man, honestly,
It's not for you, man.
it's not given like
It's not for it.
Like for everybody's gonna know there is one power, but it's not given to you
There's
to
no
believe.
kind of, you know.
Yeah, there is no kind of.
That's right. It's either it is or you don't.
Two or two. You can't be.
Let the yeah be yeah, let the navy
Go to
navy.
hell, man. Lucifer's gonna pick you up, man. Fuck your ass, man. It's gonna touch your ass, eh? But it's super
So
power,
basically,
right?
man, you know, the only message we can give to you is live it up.
Yeah, that's right.
Do what you want, live it up.
Go get drunk, you know.
Enjoy your rulership right now.
Enjoy
like a king will do. A king enjoys his rulership while he has rulership.
Because he knows it's going to end at some point.
That's right.
That's right.
I'll tell you something, no disrespect, but listen to us. These are my brothers, you know.
That's right.
That's right.
We're shippers. Our family were in chains a long time ago, you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because of you fuckers, you know.
That's right.
Because we went off.
Fucking, we had to
President's change.
in
That's
chains, fucker. Had to carry rocks, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
But you know what?
In the fields and shit.
You know what? Don't back away. Don't back away.
Not back there. James, I'm scared.
Do you guys have like a website where there's like more information?
No, man, not for you.
It's not for you. This thing is not for you, man.
But you know what?
Yeah, but
I mean, like, if you're curious,
you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Like, I mean,
Like, yeah, man,
like, for instance, you say you're Caucasian, though? Ah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see. Our brother over here said, I don't know. You
Go
know?
on YouTube.
about him,
You go on YouTube and look up GMS.
or like, you know, Hebrew
TMS?
Israelites.
Or Hebrew Israelites. But man, I don't think it's for you.
I don't think it's for you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, man.
Yeah,
That's a fucking eater.
Yeah, I can eat him.
Look at the way he's
Look at
walking.
him walk.
Fuck you, white man.
You know Jake by the walk,
Yeah,
bro.
yo, that guy's an eater, man, bro. Look at the way he's walking.
Shaking his head too.
Hey, brother.
What's up, bro?
It's going to separate, man. It's going to separate.
That's right, man.
When God comes down, it's going to fucking bad.
That's right, man. That's right. That's right.
Us, we're going to be in heaven.
Which is the so-called white people. That's right, man.
That's the
cool.
fucking word, man. We started
Or the so-called Negroes, who are our people, you know, they're the 12 tribes of Israel. He didn't give any mercy, right? Let's see. Verse 28, Jeremiah 50, verse 28. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon. Declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. See, it's always vengeance, vengeance. Call together the archers against Babylon. See, all the people that have nuclear missiles. Some of the prophets described it as fiery serpents. Some of them described it as arrows, because you didn't have the term nuclear weapons back then. All right? All ye bend the bow, camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done unto you. For she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. And they are proud against it. They always say, oh, no one can defeat our military. In God we trust. They swear on the Bible in the court system. Yet they're making homosexuals, allowing them to be married. That's wickedness, man. Therefore her young men shall fall in the streets, and in her men of war shall be cut off in that day. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, and the white man is proud, saith the Lord of hosts. For the day will come, the day is come, the time that I will visit thee. So this is the time that Lord's going to be visiting in World War III, you know. Let's go to 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. And that's right. Judah is the southern kingdom, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. And the northern kingdom is Ephraim, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali. We were oppressed together. While the Spanish went over there to conquer our people, we were getting put in slave ships. Okay? So this is fair. This is fair. You know? You pass into slavery, you're going into slavery. But first, most of you are going to melt to death. Right? That took them captives and held them fast, and they refused to let them go. And they did not let us go. Because Abraham Lincoln emancipated the slaves. Emancipation means to transfer, not to set free. So you're slaves to this day. You pay taxes. That's a sign of being in slavery. All right. If you want to go abroad, you have to have a passport. That's your slave master saying, well, if you want to go abroad, have this passport and it will go through. That's your slave master giving you permission to bloody travel. Where's that in the Bible? Show me anywhere in the Bible where you need passports to go from one land to another. You know? Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. So you crackers are going to be totally quiet in that day. All right? Most of you are going to be dead. Basically. Most of you are just going to be 100% dead, which is good. You know? Because at the end of the day, we don't, what's the word? We don't need to love you or, you know, love the white man. We as Israelites need to start loving our God, number one, by keeping the commandments, and two, start loving each other. All right? Let's go to Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18. You know, that's what we have to work on. And our people are dying in droves. Yet they're dying in droves, but it's still like white people. Most of the people killing them are white. You know, crazy. Whether they're police force or vigilantes or damn redneck gun owners, you know. See, that's the problem with our people. You want to love, you're looking for, there's a saying, you're looking for love in all the wrong places, you know, and you are looking for love in all the wrong places. All right. And this is Obadiah 1:18. The house of Jacob shall be a fire, the house of Joseph, northern kingdom, shall be a flame, and the house of Esau, the white people, shall be for stubble. no, the house of let me put that again. The house of Esau for stubble. Okay, so it's getting blurry. And they shall kindle in them. I'll just read it for you. They shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. All right? Any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So after they say serve slavery, because the Bible says we're going to do double what they did unto us, Revelations 18:6, we're going to kindle them and devour them. All right? We're going to basically burn them up in a big pit. You know? So our people need to understand that they're a lost cause. All right? The main thing is to work on your own salvation. You know? And we're coming to the end of our punishment. The Lord punished us because we did too much wickedness. And we killed his son. You know? He sent his son. And our people killed him. And they said, may his blood be upon us and our children. So you said that. So why are you now moaning that the police are killing your kids right now? See? That was us. So wicked people, man. Very wicked people, you know? That's the problem with our people. They're just, what's the word? Rebellious. That's the word. Lamentations 4. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. There goes Edom again. Who dwelleth in the land of Uz. That was in his native land, which is in modern day Jordan. Around about that area. The cup shall pass through unto thee. And that cup is slavery. We drank of that cup, they're going to drink of it. Thou shalt be drunkard, and thou shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, the Israelites. All right? He will no more carry thee away into captivity. This is the last captivity. Now we're going to rule forever when Yahushua comes back. He will visit thine iniquities, O daughter of Edom. See? It's always about Edom. And he will discover thy sins. And the internet is exposing the Illuminati. So all this is coming to pass. Well, it has come to pass, most of it. Okay? So we need to be saved. All right? That's why we need to be saved from these nuclear missiles. We need to be saved from, what's it called? Martial law coming. You know? Which is called Jacob's trouble in the scriptures. Now you can understand what it means to be saved. The Bible says, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. We're not at the end yet. So these Christians that say they're saved, they're bugged out of their damn mind, man. You know? Let's see, Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people. See that? And have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. You see? See, that's the Yahushua is that horn of salvation. He's going to come and deliver us from all this hell. As we spake by the mouth of the holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies. The number one enemy is the Edomites, the so-called white people.
That are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies, and the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them. And they shall flee as fleeing from a sword, and they shall fall when none pursueth. And they shall fall one upon another as it were before a sword, when none pursueth. And ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies. and ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemies' lands, and also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them. If they shall confess their iniquity, and the iniquity of their fathers, with their trespass which they trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity, then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember, and I will remember the land. The land also shall be left of them, and shall enjoy her Sabbaths while she lieth desolate without them. And they shall accept of the punishment of their iniquity, even because they despised my judgments, and because their soul abhorred my statutes. And yet, for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them. For I am the Lord their God. But I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their God. I am the Lord. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses.
Would you like to dance with me between the bars and stop?
Yo-ho! They call me the doctor. I'm the head man around here. I'll be your seeing eye guide through the black hole.
Beware of strangers bearing gifts. There may be strings attached. And what might be strange for some may be a noose for others. Let me show you what I mean. Check it.
You can actually feel the excitement in the crowd.
Bernie, some of these people have been out here since 2 o'clock this morning, though the aliens aren't scheduled to arrive before noon. But as you can see, the crowd is getting pretty excited as America prepares for its first encounter with space since NASA went bankrupt back in 1998. It's quite a circus.
Thank you, Stryker. Of course, we will go back to Plymouth Rock the moment the aliens are sighted. In other news, the Environmental Protection Agency has added Hartford, Connecticut to its list of cities to be evacuated by year's end. Carcinogen levels there have topped those found in Baltimore last year. The gap between black salaries and white widened. Wait, something's now happening at Plymouth Rock. Stryker.
Well, as you can hear, Bernie, there's definitely something going on now. We can't see anything yet, but this humming is definitely growing louder. You know, ever since the alien signal was first received some 3 months ago, speculation has run rampant as to their appearance, the size and shape of their craft. Oh my God! Literally, a killer spacecraft have just materialized from nowhere right over our heads. This is absolutely amazing. Unbelievable sight. You know, as I look to my left, I see Vice President D'Amato and Secretary of State Buchanan approaching the microphone. For those of you who are concerned, President Taylor, of course, is safe and secure in an undisclosed bunker until it's determined whether or not aliens pose any threat.
Hello? Hello? Is this on? Can you understand me? I'm the Vice President of...
We are space traders bearing exquisite gifts that will restore your nation to its former glory. Nearly limitless quantities of gold and precious metals that will instantly erase your deficit. Machines that will renew your rivers and your air. Cold fusion technology for a safe, cheap, and inexhaustible source of energy. All we ask in return is the delivery to our vessels. 5 days from now, every child, woman, and man in your nation with at least 2,500 milligrams of melanin in their skin per square centimeter.
What the hell is melanin?
Put more simply, in trade for solving all your most pressing domestic catastrophes, we are asking for every person in your country that you would classify as black.
Are you kidding?
No, we are not.
What are you going to do with them?
Well, that does not concern you. We give you 5 days to decide, and the offer is non-negotiable. We will not try to coerce you in any way. Yet, I hope we can do some business together.
We wait all this time for a fucking UFO and they come here with this? It's all bullshit, right?
Maybe. Maybe this day's going to go down in history. An end to poverty, end to pollution, cheap, unlimited energy for every American. Sounds like a hell of a re-election platform.
Sam, I have to go on record as saying this is crazy. But
what?
Well, welfare rolls would be cut 40%. Food stamps, Medicare, drug abuse programs slashed.
May I add something, Mr. President? You know, if I could guarantee the prosperity of this great country by giving life or taking off of those space traders, I'd do so without a moment's hesitation.
You know, the Secretary's courage is not unlike that American men and women have exhibited when called to military service. Well, some go more willingly than others, but almost all go with the knowledge that they might never come back.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Doesn't anybody see a downside to this?
You know, Casper's absolutely right. The guilt that many whites would feel for sending the blacks away could take a severe psychological toll, with medical costs possibly reaching astronomical levels.
This is madness. Our military services would be decimated, depleted of 30% of our manpower.
But with unlimited energy, think of the weapons you could create.
Mr. President, Sam, you were elected by the slimmest of margins. Your African-American vote was key.
I don't expect them to be thrilled, but how can I put this delicately? Their future electoral clout is going to be severely limited.
And Casper, let's be honest. Do you really think the aliens will treat them worse than we have?
No, the real issue here is spin control. The decision has to be the will of the people and not the administration policy.
How about a national referendum? Have MCI fire up a couple of those yes and no 900 numbers.
I'll be damned. We're on to something here. Professor Golightly, you look like you want to say something.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen, gentlemen. As you know, Mr. President, I have been a lifelong card-carrying Republican. I feel I was instrumental in your moderate wing wresting control of the party from religious extremists. I have often supported this administration's repeal of affirmative action legislation, not protested its decreasing handouts to the poor. And in helping you undermine these policies, I realized that your reasons for doing so differed from mine. And yet I was always a good soldier for the party. I sincerely believed, and still believe, that Black people need to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet without the crutches of governmental legislation. But I'm afraid I must protest in the strongest terms possible what I've heard in this room today. What is being proposed cannot be passed off euphemistically as selective service. At its best, it is group banishment. At its worst, it is utter and complete extermination.
Professor, that's ridiculous.
Wait. Did I miss something? Who said anything about exterminate? Look, the space traders seem perfectly nice and civil. Their planet might be one great big Club Med for all we know.
Sam, we do not even know if these creatures can deliver on their end. You and I play poker together. What if they're as good at bluffing as you are?
Now you're whistling Dixie. I'd look like a damn idiot if the aliens took off and left me nothing but a big bag of tortilla chips. We'll ask them for a peek at the goodies. And if they're not BSing, we'll schedule a national referendum on the night before their deadline. Call up MCI, ask them to fire up 2 yes and no 900 numbers. Gentlemen, lady.
Правей, да, вот нормально. Руку положи.
На машину?
Ну да. Ну так что. Все, стоишь, давай, все. Офигеть, смотри, что за ерунда. Офигеть, смотри, зависло.
الله أكبر. كتاب نور الدين زنكي جبهة معرة الأرتيخ. الله أكبر.
Psalms 83, that's First Nation it names. All right? Psalms 83 is about all the nations that came together to put us in slavery. And from the hand of all that hate us.
You mad at us because we hate the people that murder us? I bet you don't blame Jewish people for hating Hitler, do you? You don't blame Jewish people for hating the Germans, do you? Hell no. Well, it's right that they hate the Germans because the Germans murdered them. That's right. Ain't nothing wrong with the people hating the people that murdered them. That's right. How dare white people? You should be the last to say you a hate group when you hate all across the land for centuries.
That's right.
In the name of your white Jesus. Give me Isaiah 55 and 20. And God talks about you. Read it.
You're becoming
Isaiah 55
You say you hate us, well, when we say we hate you, you're becoming what we are. True righteous.
They burn crosses in our lawn in the name of white Jesus. Now when we open up the Bible, we found out that Jesus wasn't even a white man. That's right. The Bible said he's so dark-skinned, it's like he was burned in a furnace. All the murder that American Caucasians them did, Jewish Caucasians, Italian Caucasians, you Caucasians murder all across the earth, man. All the murder that American Caucasians them did, Jewish Caucasians, Italian Caucasians. The other day, the white dude came right before the thing here. He said, well, why you hate white people, white people? I got black friends. And the moment we brought out scriptures, 5 minutes later he was saying, oh, well, F you niggas. And these the same white people that work with you black people every day, that smile in your face every day. That's right. The truth about them is they hate you. That's right. That's why I called him a coward. That's right. A real white man would come up here and say, yes, I hate black people. That's right. Yes, we cannot coexist. Yes, I'll put guns in your neighborhood.
If this is your country, I don't want to. Excuse me, my grandmother was a sergeant in the Second World War. My grandmother was a sergeant in the Second World War. My family fought to keep this country free, you. Get off me, you. Like. No. Oh, you won't escort me anyway. Anywhere. My grandmother. You're on CCTV. My grandmother was a sergeant in the Second World War. Shut up, you stupid. You me to shut the up? Yes. Yes.
Apologies.
Shut up.
This is not actually. This is not the Australia that she represents, and this is none of this should be remembered after this. That.
And now they're running riot. This is what us Australians, us original Aussies fought for to keep you black out. And my grandfather represented his grave, and that's a Aussie truth.
That's what I'm asking you. How do you know that?
How do you know that?
Because the scripture says so.
It says he's black.
It says he's black, just like his son Solomon said he's black.
Who cares? Isn't that just
You know why? You know why? It's a problem for you white folks to stomach that. is because it's yeah, you do care. That's why you're crying. That's why you're crying.
Because you guys hurt my
That's why you're crying.
I'm gonna get raped and I'm a piece of shit.
Who said that? Who said that?
I did get raped by a black fucking motherfucker too.
Hey, well, guess what? Our women were raped by white men. Right. Do you see us crying? Our women were raped and hung on trees by white men.
I never said I didn't. All my friends are black.
Well, check this out.
All my friends are black.
Don't sit up here and try to sob and cry and think we're gonna have pity for you. The Bible,
my feelings are hurt. Human beings can hate each other so much.
Give me Hebrews 12, man.
I can't believe
Hey, we've been hated for 400, 500 years. Your people put the hate out there.
Who the fuck did this shit, man?
This is hate.
Is that love?
Fuck the people.
Your people put the hate out there.
I agree.
Hebrews 12 and 16.
This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator.
Hey, brother, stay intact. You know, read, brother.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Now, when you read in the Bible about this man named Esau, that's who fathered all you so-called white people out here. That's right. That's your daddy. That's right. And the scripture said he's profane. That's right. Read it again, brother.
Lest there be any fornicator.
A fornicator, read.
Or profane person as Esau.
Or a profane person as Esau, which is the father of all you so-called white people. That's right. According to the Bible. Read.
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
For one piece of red, uncooked meat, because you so-called white folks, you like your steak medium rare. So he sold the birthright, which was the kingdom of heaven. He sold it for some raw meat. That's right. So basically, he threw the Heavenly Father under the bus. That's right. Because he was supposed to collect that blessing. Matter of fact, give me the account in Genesis, brother. It's the 28th chapter.
28.
Go ahead, bro.
For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
Right. He knew afterward, after he did that, he was supposed to inherit the blessing, which is the blessing that the people of Negro, Latino, and Native American descent has. That's right. Which is the kingdom of heaven. That's right. You know? That's the blessing that he sold. That's right. It's to rule the planet Earth in righteousness, man. Right. Go ahead, bro.
For he found no place of repentance.
The Most High said there is no place of repentance. That's right. For so-called white man. That's right. That's right. So when you establish these churches and you call yourself Christians, the Most High is not hearing you. Right. Right. The Most High said there is no place for repentance. Right. You can't repent for what you've done. That's right. You've been on the loose for the past 400 some odd years, 500 some odd years, and you ain't did nothing but wreak havoc in hell on the planet Earth. That's right. so-called white people got hell to pay, man. That's right! According to the Bible. That's right. Read, brother.
But when he found
out, we don't give a damn about no crocodile tears. You wasn't crying. Give me a slavery, man.
That's right.
Y'all wasn't crying when you had your children out there watching us getting hung and our genitals chopped off. That's right.
Making a postcard out of it.
It don't matter. The Most High said he required which is past. Right. He requires which is past, man.
3 and 15.
So all them crocodile, we don't give a damn about no crocodile tears, man. Right. Because the same you same Edomites today were the same Edomites 300-400 years ago, man. Right. Your same, it's the same spirit. Go ahead, bro. Read it.
Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
It cuts you directly to your soul.
That's right, man.
Now, who hates us? The so-called white man. Woman and child, man. They hate us. So that's what we need to be saved from. All right? Because when society collapses, look at Hurricane Katrina. They killed 11 of our people in Hurricane Katrina for no reason. They were going around with a pickup truck and shooting any nigger that they can see. You know?
August 29th, 2005. Hurricane Katrina.
When Hurricane Katrina ripped into New Orleans, most people tried to flee. In one neighborhood, however, a band of 15 to 30 people refused to evacuate. With the police department crippled, these people amassed weapons and began patrolling the streets. Before long, bullets began to fly. Over the past 18 months, I've interviewed figures on all sides of the gunfire. The gunmen, people who were shot and survived, and witnesses to the violence. Severed from the rest of New Orleans by the river, Algiers Point is an insular, predominantly white neighborhood within the larger Algiers district, which is mostly African American. As word spread that Algiers Point was dry, desperate people fleeing flooded zip codes began headed toward the West Bank.
I never thought that I would witness what I did during Katrina. You know, not in Algiers Point. Not among some individuals that I classified as neighbors.
We're blocking both ends of the street. This is during Hurricane, Katrina. They're doing looting. They're looting the businesses right now, and we figure they'll eventually get around to looting the houses.
Fearing an influx of outsiders, the gunmen of Algiers Point barricaded their streets. Malik Rahim is one of a handful of blacks living in Algiers Point. In the days after Katrina, he says he was threatened at gunpoint by several white neighbors.
I couldn't walk through Algiers Point.
You couldn't?
Oh, no, I could stay on my block. But if I would have turned that corner, I would have been in a firefight.
Malik's friend, Reggie Bell, was also confronted at gunpoint.
After they caught up with him, they told him to run. And if he would have ran, they was going to kill him. They were going to shoot him in the back. And he told him, he said, hey, man, he said, I live right here. He told him to run.
At the ferry terminal in Algiers Point, the National Guard established an evacuation zone and began busing flood victims to Houston. On September 1st, 2005, Donnell Harrington left his home and began walking toward the ferry terminal with his cousin, Marcel Alexander, and a friend, Chris Collins. To get to the evacuation zone, the trio had to walk through Algiers Point.
You know, I was talking to my cousin and our friend, and I was telling them that, yeah, we finally about to get out of here. You know, I was talking, because my cousin was on the side of me, on the right side, and I looked down at my arms and everything, and because you know some of the shots hit me in my arm, my chest, my neck, my stomach, and you know, I just saw blood everywhere.
As I'm trying to pick him up, they shot us again, so I fell. And Donnell trying to get up, and we always trying, we panicking now.
And he was like hollering, like, you okay, you all right? And he was, you know, like I said, he was pretty hysterical, man. And when I saw the guy, when I actually recognized the guy with the shotgun, you know, and it was like he was reloading or something.
As I'm trying to pick him up, they coming towards us with the gun. Like probably like at that time, like probably 2 or 3 of them.
And so now I'm trying to get out this guy, trying to get away from him, you know?
2 of them coming my way, and one of them coming at the nail way. Was the last I saw the nail. And I'm running, me and Chris running, and it was like, oh, we gonna get you, niggas.
I ran up into the corner, and they had these 2 guys in the car. They had these 2 white men in the car, an older white guy and another, you know, a younger white guy. And they had their shirts off. I can remember, you know. And they were like in a small pickup truck.
We know y'all, what y'all was doing. We saw y'all.
Marcel goes on to say the vigilantes thought he was a looter.
And, you know, I'm asking these guys, I'm like, help, you know, help me, you know what I mean? And the guys was like, I can remember him telling me, we can't help you, you know? Get out of here, you know what I'm saying? And one of the guys, one of them, I can remember one of them calling me a nigger, you know, get out of here, nigga. We can't help you. We liable to shoot you ourselves. That was the last thing I heard him say.
Eventually, Harrington got help. A black neighbor drove him to the hospital, where doctors pulled 7 lead pellets out of his neck and repaired a large hole in his jugular vein, saving him from death. I tracked down 3 vigilantes. They described numerous shooting incidents, some of them fatal. Perhaps they were boasting or exaggerating, but their statements were detailed, plausible, and backed up by video from the time period.
We didn't need the police. We have never had took care of our own self around here. Floodwaters. That's what the policeman just said. They jumped in the face down.
How do you protect yourself?
You had to do what you had to do. You know, if you had to shoot somebody, you had to shoot somebody.
No, we had.
That's simple.
We had looters.
It was great.
It was great.
It was like pheasant season in South Dakota.
Right on.
If it moved, you shot it.
That's not a pheasant, and we're not in South Dakota. What's wrong with this picture?
For a little we walked the streets. We had sidearms. You know, you had no choice. It was that bad. Police said, just put them on the side because they knew they were doing wrong, you know. They said, just put them to the side. That's all we could do.
In Chicago.
I am no longer a Yankee.
No.
I earned my wings.
He understands the N-word now.
I learned my wings.
All the looters and stuff.
What looters?
You didn't see all the
We had 3. They left here, one without a T-shirt, and the other's full of buckshot. And we have the T-shirt to prove it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
We shot them. What happens in other parts of this state, I don't know about. But over
we don't
here,
care about.
This
But
is
in this
our
neighborhood, we take care of our own.
We sent them back into wherever they came from and said, don't come back.
Bye, guys. Nice meeting
You know what? Algiers Point is not a pussy community.
Donnell told me the men on the video weren't the people who tried to kill him, but he was disturbed nonetheless.
When I see that, that's pretty disturbing because it's like that's the kind of, you know, that's the kind of mindset they was in, you know, like, you know, like if it was some kind of race war or something.
It's bad, man. So that's the reason why we need to be saved. Okay? Now, how are we going to be saved? That's a very interesting, that's very interesting. We need the apocrypha for that. Because our deliverance is going to be even worse. I mean, worse. Salakia. Even more spectacular than, what's it called? Than Egypt. All right? It's going to be more spectacular than Egypt. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon. I think it's 5 and 2, I think. Yep. This is the Apocrypha. You can get King James 1611, and this will have it. This Apocrypha will be in there, or you can buy it separately. Then the righteous man shall stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. That's the white man. He made no account of our labors. We invented everything, you know. Thomas Edison, his slaves invented all his inventions. But because they were his slaves, he patented it, you know. Here's the point, though. Okay. Let's see. Verse 2. So I was trying to focus the camera. Let's see, verse 2. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2. I'll just read it for you anyway. When they shall see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond that all they look for. So we're going to have a strange deliverance, and that strange deliverance is in those UFOs, so-called UFOs, because they're identified flying objects for us. We know that they're the chariots of the nation of Israel and the angels. So they're going to beam us up. We're going to be, you know, like Star Trek, beam me up, Scotty. That's what's going to happen. All right. We're going to get beamed up out of here when these missiles come down. All right? And when they come down, the Lord's going to get those angels, and they're going to beam us up, the elect and the 1/3. 2/3 of our people, the Lord might just allow you to die in these nuclear missiles. All right? So I would get down with the Lord and keep his commandments. All right? Because that's what he wants from us. He wants us to repent, first of all. All right? Matthew 4 and 17. All right? This is from Yahushua mouth himself. Okay? Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Now, I looked that word repent up in Greek, and I think it's called metieno. All right? Which means a change of mind. So when you repent, you change your mind and you start keeping these commandments. You turn away from those sins, because sin is a transgression of the law. Once you start keeping the law, it's almost like you've changed your mind. All right? So that's what we need to do, you know. And lastly, I'm going to show you some video footage. Revelations 22. See, and this cuts the Christians. They don't have to keep the commandments. Bullshit, man. This is Revelations 22 and 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right. See, that they may have right. That they may have right to the tree of life, and they may enter through the gates into the city. You see that? So that's what we have to do. Blessed are they that do his commandments. So you learn the commandments and you keep it to the best of your ability. All right? Now, done with that. I just want to show you two quick articles. Now, this is one article that I found very interesting from Diversity Chronicle. Now, this is a white professor. So all you devils, you crackers that don't like these videos and, oh, we're not a bad race, you're the bad race, and all this kind of stuff. Let's see what one of your professors said. All right. This is by Ivan Fernando. This is on Diversity Chronicle. Progressive professor urges white male students to commit suicide during class. If you are a white male... I love this article. This article's funny. Let me just read it. If you are a white male, you don't deserve to live. You're a cancer, you're a disease. White males have never contributed anything positive to the world. Now, this is a white man who's a college professor, and he said this on his last day before he retired. They only murder, which is true, asks the Aborigines, asks the Native Americans, asks us, exploit and oppress non-whites. At least a white woman can have sex with a black man and make a brown baby. But what can the white male do? He's good for nothing. Slavery, genocide against Aboriginal peoples, and massive land confiscation, Inquisition, the Holocaust, white males are all to blame. You maintain your white male privilege only by oppressing others, which is true. Discriminating against and enslaving others. Professor Noel Ignatieff, a tenured professor at Massachusetts College, proudly proclaimed this to his class last Monday in his final teaching before he retired. Before teaching day before retirement. All right. Now, what's interesting about this is this bit. Largely white, middle-class students, Professor Ignatyeff's critics say he was openly calling for students, even if they were white males, to kill themselves was inappropriate and perhaps excessive. In this article, we will look at the other side of the issue. Fortunately, I was able to arrange a telephone interview with the professor. I felt he deserved the chance to tell his side of the story. And a long story short, his class, once he said this, his class clapped. Now, his class was mainly full of white, middle-class students, and they all clapped. See? Because these white people know, these Edomites know they've done wrong.
White pride, white pride, white pride. Everybody's so stuck on it. This rebel flag shit, and here's my opinion on it. The rebel flag, what it means to me, is shit. It means white pride. That's what it means. It doesn't mean heritage. What heritage? The heritage that you used to whip and hang and kill black people, rape them, enslave them? Really? Because that's the way they're looking at this flag. If you go from Virginia down south, just think of all the years they were hung, beat, enslaved, raped. What's your excuse for that? Oh, that was so long ago. It wasn't until 1960 did you let black people drink out of the same water faucet as you and go to the same school as you. So it wasn't that long ago. Okay? White people are terrorists. See my white skin? We are the terrorists of the world. And it is based solely upon Christianity. And that's the truth. Look at the terror we have waged against every race. Blacks, Jews, Indians, Chinese, Mexican. Do you remember Texas when we took it from the Mexicans? Do you remember that shit? Do you remember any of the shit that we've done? And the horror we've laid across, oh, that was my ancestors. But it's still there. It was still done by white faces. All the way back to the Pilgrims, to the Indians, the people we have slaughtered across this land and so many others. This is why people are fed up. And then you're online arguing, oh, no such thing as white privileges. Are you kidding me? There used to be a white privilege, but there's not white privilege anymore because the government's doing what they want to do. They want to separate the people because together united, we're too strong. They're going to watch us kill each other off, and then they're going to come in and sweep up the fucking mess. Your rebel flag means, that's what it means, nothing. Come from Virginia down and look through the history of time. All the black people that were enslaved, raped, beat, hung, tortured. And what did they see when that was all being done to them? The rebel flag. It doesn't represent racism. It represents white pride. Don't bullshit yourself. Don't try to bullshit anybody else. It's the truth. Slaughtering Jews, Indians, Mexicans, Chinese. It goes on and on and on. Back to the Crusades. Christianity has been behind all this shit. Look it up in history. Hitler was a Christian. Tried to take out the fucking Jews. Christianity are fucking terrors because they're misreading the Bible and putting their own spin on it, what it means. And that's the truth. Call me dumb, whatever you want, but you cannot deny history. White people have laid so much terror across this land and so many others, it's unfucking real. It's time to get off your high horse, stick together as one, and change shit. Because if we don't change shit now, it's going to be too late. There's no difference between you and a black man and anything else, and that's the truth. We're human beings. We need to love each other. That's the way it is. So, all these white people up in arms about the rebel flag and all this other shit, look at your history. Look at the shit we have done to people throughout the history. And you can't deny that. Oh, shut the fuck up, you white nigger-loving motherfucker. That's what I'll get back from this. I don't give a fuck. Because it's the truth. We, as white people, have laid so much terror across this land. And the same thing goes for you. If you want to get rid of the rebel flag, then you got to get rid of that black power shit and the black power flag. Because you think it's racist when people say white power, but you don't think it's racist when somebody says black power. That don't make any fucking sense at all either. And the same thing for black people. Not all white people are bad. Not all white people are against you. Majority are. But you can't blame every white person because of what a cop's doing. Okay? And what I wrote yesterday on my wall about black people got mad. Because you didn't start rallying and protesting until the white cops started killing you. You didn't give a fuck or rally or protest when you were killing each other by the hundreds for the past how many years now? The past 2 days? Blacks killing blacks? There was no protesting. There was no marching in your neighborhoods that stopped the violence. Nope, just keep the drug flow going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. None of my business, out of sight, out of mind. Cameron, the rapper, was on Bill O'Reilly. If you knew a child molester was living next to you, would you say anything? No, that's not my job or not my place. Come on. Out of sight, out of mind. That's what white people have been doing to you for years, and you're doing it to your own people. But you weren't protesting, you weren't marching, you weren't blocking highways, you weren't doing none of this when your people were killing each other. You gave no shit. It's only when the white man came in that you gave a shit and actually stuck together. Why don't you stick together in your own fucking neighborhoods and stop the bullshit in your own neighborhoods before you start implementing the shit anywhere else? It's a two-way fucking street here. So, wake up, people, because this is exactly what the government wants. They want us against each other and all that shit. Like I said, black people are wrong, white people are wrong, every other race is wrong. Until we come together as one, we're fucked.
All right. Now, this is the last article. Well, this is just about guillotines. America, they've bought 30,000 guillotines. All right. This is a couple of years ago. All right. But go and put guillotines in America and you'll see it. So this is serious. They've got a depopulation program and that's what they want to do. And lastly, and I got this article from a brother from Great Millstone. I think his name's Shah Amath, his channel. He was talking about this. It's about Adolf Hitler, especially when we're talking about world wars. Adolf Hitler said even his death, he will start World War III. One soldier asked why. Hitler replied, "The day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany. From then, that's the day World War III start. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and the Jews. For if Americans win the war, they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews. They will try to conquer God. Do you know who America has its possession?" The soldier replied, this is a two-way conversation. The soldier replied, "No." Okay, let's see. The Americans have the jewels of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels. The soldier replied, what do you mean by precious jewels? Hitler said, America has stolen the Jews of God, his jewelry. The Negroes, they are the true Hebrews. What a foolish move and a direct challenge to God. And they plan on moving these false white Jews into the state of Israel. See that? So Hitler knew that we were the real Jews. You know? Now, the title of this article is Hitler said even in his death he would start World War III. So you can Google that. If you put that in Google, and you'll see it. So Hitler knew that we were the real Jews. All right? And he said that is a direct challenge to God. Because they have. They've got the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And they're still treating them bad. So there's a mighty judgment. And that's what World War III is about. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right? They're going to see some footage. All praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know? And keep reading, keep watching, keep studying, keep praying. And we're almost at
Polls clearly show that Europeans have turned against America in increasing numbers. You can blame Iraq or George Bush, but it's also true that Europeans have been fed a steady diet of media distortions about America for years. And if you repeat a distortion long enough, it can become reality. America gets a journalistic thumping just about every day in Europe. It's a one-way media war that our government has shown little or no interest in fighting seriously, even though it has severely damaged America's image and influence.
Stephen Green, bis vor kurzem US-Soldat im Irak.
This documentary on the German TV program Panorama, suggesting that the U.S. military is filled with dangerous criminals, is par for the course in Germany. Perhaps it's not surprising, then, that a majority of Germans now think the U.S. is more dangerous than Iran. Polls also show most British now have a negative view of America.
The Americans are abusing human rights. The Americans don't play by the rules.
A few years ago, if you went looking for the history of America on the German news magazine Stern's website, you would have seen this quote in German. "No nation has ever dominated the globe like the USA, and its people could not care less about the rest of humanity."
Imagine that London dinner party where people would go around and talk about, we really hate the Chinese and they have, no culture and they're crude and they are this and they have slitty eyes and et cetera, et cetera. The likelihood of you being invited back to that dinner party is nil. Yet, no one thinks for 1 second at the equivalent London dinner party constantly talk about Americans as fat, uncultured, idiotic, dumb. There is a real disdain for what America and Americans are rather than what they do. To the anti-American European, America is something inauthentic. This is crucial. It doesn't have tradition. It doesn't have values. It doesn't have depth. It doesn't have roots. By the way, this goes back way into the 19th century, that America is this fleeting, superficial, commercial glitter, and hence the title of my book, Uncouth Nation. America is seen by both the left and the right as this kind of Vegas. Obviously, Europeans' dislike of America is heightened by what they read about Abu Ghraib, or what they see about Guantanamo, or what they see about, the various secret CIA prisons in their countries. No question, this riles them. But it's not only saying, I really think that what the CIA prisons are appalling, but it immediately is also anchored into what else do you expect? Okay, it's not an issue of an American policy with which you can agree or disagree and you can completely criticize and dismiss. That to me is not American, anti-American. But when in fact that policy is linked to a certain kind of characterological trait, that it is in fact inherent, that is the essence of Americans, okay? Abu Ghraib is the essence of Americans, then that, to me, is anti-Americanism.
A German magazine calls American businessmen bloodsuckers. A French literary event bashing America is called the ecstasy of hate. The anti-Americanism that used to exist only on the political fringes of European society has taken over the middle. When a recent poll showed that most Germans now think the U.S. is more dangerous than Iran, the Berlin bureau chief of the news magazine Der Spiegel took his own nation to task, writing sarcastically, "Anti-Americanism is the wonder drug of German politics. Take a swing at the Yanks and you'll be shooting your way back up to the top of the opinion polls in no time." For us Germans, the Americans are either too fat or too obsessed with exercise, too prudish or too pornographic, too religious or too nihilistic, too isolationist or too imperialistic. Anti-Americanism is hypocrisy at its finest. You can spend your evening catching the latest episode of 24 and then complain about Guantanamo the next morning.
Look, I know a lot of people give Americans a bum rap for being stupid and knowing nothing about the world, but the reality couldn't be further from the truth, as I discovered on the streets here, asking US locals about the very world their country runs. Name a country that begins with U.
Yugoslavia? With you? Utah.
A country that starts with a U. Utopia.
Who's in the coalition of the willing?
No freaking idea. Afghanistan, Kuwait,
Iraq, Pakistan, you know,
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
What's the religion of Israel?
Israeli, Muslim,
Islamic.
Catholic, probably.
What religion are Buddhist monks?
Buddhist monks.
Buddhist monk.
Islamic, I don't know.
Who won the Vietnam War?
We did.
And who was,
Wait, were we even in the Vietnam War? Okay, good.
who was Fidel Castro?
A singer.
How many sides does a triangle have?
Damn, 4.
There's no sides. 1.
What is the currency used in the United Kingdom?
What's the currency in the United Kingdom?
What is it in the United Kingdom? I don't know.
Possibly American money.
Queen Elizabeth's money? That's all I know.
Name a country that begins with U.
A country?
Yeah. What about this one?
What?
The United States of America. In terms of the war on terror, who do you think should be the next country to invade?
Saudi Arabia.
Somebody in the Middle East.
We'll make a big glass crater out of the fucking Middle East, for all I care.
I'm thinking Italy.
Italy.
Cuba.
Cuba?
Yeah.
Iran.
Iran? Why is that?
I think there's a revolution going on pretty soon.
Russia, China,
India and Pakistan.
Indonesia, Brazil.
Korea.
Korea?
Sure.
Yeah, why do you say that?
They're trouble.
They're trouble? Yep, okay. What's trouble about them?
Their attitude.
Canada.
Sri Lanka? Right here. Ah. Never heard of it.
Iran.
Iran? Okay. All right, do you want to put a number 1 in Iran there?
South. Where are we? Oh.
Yeah. I'm thinking of...
Okay.
North Korea.
North Korea? Why do you think North Korea?
Nuclear.
Nuclear?
Yeah.
Probably France.
France?
Oh, because of they want our allies.
Want to put number 2 on France? Why would you say France? Yeah.
Oh no, just there seemed to be some friction between France and the United States.
Where do you think the best place to invade Iran would be from? Think it'd be from the north or the south or the east or the west?
I think it'd be the east.
West.
Yeah.
You know, and it's amazing because I just realized just now that North Korea is a lot larger than South Korea. I didn't know it was that large like that.
Kofi Annan is a drink, true or false?
Coffee's a drink.
Coffee and what?
It sounds like a law firm.
Okay, who is Tony Blair?
I don't even know.
Okay. All right, any guess?
Any guess? Skater?
Tony Blair is an actor.
Linda Blair's brother?
Which countries are in the axis of evil?
I know Germany's one of them. I'm not sure on the other ones.
Okay, California. Yep. New York.
Jerusalem.
Right.
Jerusalem.
Okay, there's more than one.
I think all of them.
Florida.
Okay. I'm a little bit mixed up over the Palestinians and the Israelis. Okay, which one is throwing the rocks?
I can't think of the name of the other one. The fellow with the turban thing, and I call it a diaper head, really.
And I believe Mississippi. Who was the first man on the moon?
John Glenn.
Armstrong walked on the moon, but I think it was a Russian. I'm not sure.
Well, I gotta tell you, some people don't believe that happened. They believe that was reincarnated in Arizona somewhere.
What is a mosque?
Don't have any idea.
You want to guess?
An animal.
I have no intelligent guess.
Okay, do you want to make a stupid guess? How many kidneys does a person have?
1.
What is collateral damage?
Well, they just made a film about it, but that's definitely not what it is. It probably has something to do with what the movie was about, but not necessarily related to the movie. Do you know what I mean?
How many world wars have there been?
3.
Which state does KFC come from?
What, the chicken? I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, do you know what KFC stands for?
Kentucky Fried Chicken, right?
Star Wars is based on a true story. True or false?
True.
What are Hiroshima and Nagasaki famous for?
What is it, judo wrestling?
How many Eiffel Towers are there in Paris?
I say about 10.
What is Al-Qaeda?
Al-Qaeda is a group, suicide group in Israel, in Middle East, that they do suicide bombs and stuff.
Okay, right, yep.
And the president of it is Yasser Arafat.
Right, yep.
Everybody knows that.
Okay.
Listen to my answer.
Al-Qaeda is a wing of the Masonic Order.
Where was the Berlin Wall? What is the main religion of Israel? Muslim. The language they speak in Latin America is Latin. True or false?
The what?
Believe me, I don't know the answer to this question, but I'm thinking.
Okay, all right.
Israel?
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what... you know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world?
Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity and freedom and freedom.
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering the question.
Well, our Constitution is a masterpiece. James Madison was a genius. The Declaration of Independence is, for me, the single greatest piece of American writing. You don't look satisfied.
One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you. What about the people? Why is America
not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of her paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're gonna tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite?
He has got to destroy us. We are becoming an affront to him in every step of the way. We are denying his existence. We're denying his power. We are slapping him in the face. We are killing his 41% of all pregnancies in New York end in abortion now. My gosh, we are standing in line with the enemy. We are aiding and abetting Saudi Arabia and these crazy Muslim Brotherhood people who are enslaving the world. When they get their hands on the Middle East, they are enslaving the world. Boy, I don't think he can trust us at all. Please, Lord, remember the faces of those, please, that are trying to do the right thing. Please, dear God, please, dear Lord, forgive us. Please forgive us. Please, please forgive us. See the faces of the people that are good, because there are millions of them. Give us strength to accept the things that must come.
متاسفانه این آمریکا بالکل نیست. هم خود رئیس جمهور و هم وزیر خارجه و هم خانم شرمن همشون هی مرتب تهدید میکنن گزینه نظامی روی میزه. ایران به این تهدیدها میخندد. ایران میخندد. میدانیم این سخن تهدید نظامی، این که میگوید همه گزینه ها روی میز آمریکا، این مصرف داخلی داره. شوخی میکنن، خودشون هم جرأت نمیکنن. عجیب‌تر این است که جان کری میگوید که ما بر روی تاریخ سخت 30 ساله اخیر ایران و سوابق رفتارهای ایران چشم نبسته ایم. بله، چشم نبندید، چشمتون رو باز کنید، ببینید در این 35 سال چقدر شما جنایت کردید. میگویند در طول 6 ماه آینده ما با تحریم ها فشار رو به اقتصاد ایران ادامه میدهیم. نمیگذاریم اقتصاد ایران بهبود یابد. حالا با تمام این حرفهای بی ربط و بی اساس و با این تهمتها جا ندارد که ایران فریاد بزند و فریادش به آسمان برسد که مرگ بر آمریکا.
Sell them books.
That's why I call you a Hamite.
Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood.
Yeah, like you see us wear garments. That's alluding to back in the ancient world, you had these two nations come against each other. They would wear garments. Now in battle they would die. You know, they'd get slaughtered.
Blood would gush out.
Yeah, and then their garments would be all bloody. Go on.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right, so this battle that's coming is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. What is that talking about? These nuclear missiles. It's not only just going to come from Russia that's going to hit America. It's going to come from Iraq, Iran, because all these countries hate America. And they're going to shoot. What's that?
I'm from Iran.
You from it? You from Iraq?
Iran.
Iran.
Yes.
You know your people hate America.
No, not people.
Oh, tell the
Not,
truth.
no, not Iranian people.
They hate America's. They hate America's.
No.
They hate America's policy.
No, yes.
And essentially,
Yes,
they hate
yes.
America.
Let me
ask you a question.
I don't like American policy.
Okay, good.
It's not. It doesn't mean that I don't like American people. I like American people. Same Iranian people. For example, I don't like Iranian policy.
Well, let me say
because
this.
they
Can I
are-
say one thing?
Yes.
When I say they hate America, I'm talking
Yes.
about the American government.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not talking
yes,
about
yes.
the American people.
No,
I'm
yes,
talking
yes,
about
yes.
the government.
I am
It's a known fact that the Iranian people hate the American government.
That's
right. Okay, now, the Iranian people have the bomb, do they not?
Yes.
Yes.
The government.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to use the bomb.
Yes.
Pursuant to prophecy in the Bible, they're going to use the bomb against America.
Yes.
That's
Do you,
what I
do you know
Yes,
that?
yes.
Do you know that your country is mentioned in the Bible? Do you know your country is mentioned in the Bible? America's going to go to war with Russia, and the main country in between that are two countries, Israel and Iran. If you notice, America's in Africa right now, Libya, Egypt, Iraq, all those different countries. As soon as they step foot into Iran, that's when the countdown begins for America to be destroyed. This place is going to be destroyed. Now, the word Iranian, or the people of Iran, where did that word come from? Because that's not your real name. The real name of you people are what? Starts with a P. Persians, right? You're the Persian people,
Yes,
right?
I'm Persian.
The word Iran, I think it came about in 1935. All right? When they came, when they went to the international community, I forget the person's name, and he said, please don't call us Persians, call us Iranians. Now the word Iran is not in the Bible, the word Persian is in the Bible. So your country is going to lead this country, America, into thermonuclear destruction, Third World War. Right?
I'll read it since your brother mentioned it. This is
I am against it,
Yeah, this is
they're doing what their Iranian policy, what the government is doing, is what the Mossad wants them to do, to destroy this place.
Right. Ezekiel 38, I'll start at 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia.
That's Iran. That's Iran. That's an ancient name.
That's right. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. That's talking about Russia, because Russia is going to get together with Iran, and Ethiopia and Libya, and they're going to lead the charge of nuclear missile shot on America. And that's your World War III.
Yes.
Because the Bible speaks about 3 wars. The first war was World War I. The second war was World War II. And it says a third war. The third war was World War III.
Right. It said coming quickly.
Now, ever since you were a little girl, I'm sure you've heard about World War III.
Yes.
Well, World War III, guess what? Your country is one of the countries that's going to lead into World War III.
I know that.
According to prophecy. Okay.
the summer rain coming over my face, wash away all the shame. When I stop and stare, don't worry me, cause I'm feeling for her what she's feeling for me. I can try to pretend, I can try to forget, but it's driving me mad, going out of my head. Running through my head, running through my head, running through my head. All the things she said, all the things she said, running through my head, running through my head. All the things she said, all the things she said. Looking at me, tell me, what do you see? Yes, I lost my mind. There, looking at me, will I ever be free? Have I crossed the line? All the things you said, all the things you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head. All the things you said, all the things you said, running through my head, running through my head. All the things you said, all the things you said.
Vladimir Putin has announced Russia will beef up its nuclear arsenal this year.
This year, our nuclear forces will receive more than 40 intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of penetrating all existing missile defences, even the most advanced.
The President made the announcement at the opening of the 2015 Army Expo, which is being held in Moscow. The event allows Russia to display its latest state-of-the-art equipment. RT's Daniel Bushell went along to the exhibition to see what's on offer.
بیانات رئیس جمهور اسلامی ایران جناب آقای احمدی نژاد شعارهای حضورتون تقدیم می‌کنم. خروشان پاسخ بدید. امروز سراسر ایران اسلامی از غروب تا شدن و شب تا غرب یک فریاد است. بد بر امریکا. نفرت و خشم ملت مسلمان بر امریکا رژیم کفر شیطان، بر امریکا رژیم کفر شیطان، امریکا اون رژیم شاه شکسته، امریکا اون رژیم شاه شکسته در انتظار رابطه نشسته. رابطمون با امریکا نمیشه، رابطمون با امریکا نمیشه. نبرد ما با امریکا نمیشه، نبرد ما. فریاد انسان‌های روی زمین، فریاد انسان‌های روی زمین. مرد در امریکا پدید نهید.
Coming soon, man. This is coming to America.
This is coming to the world, all right? The rulership of the nation of Israel. And all you goddamn East Indians, you goddamn, you going into slavery. Right. You so-called white people, you going into slavery. You so-called Asians, and any of our people is not with it, you're gonna get put to death, man. Because that's what the Bible says, man. We're gonna proclaim this word. Hey, look, man, America's gonna be destroyed, all right? That's right! That's right! Fucking jump, right? Judgment on America! That's right! Why you not jumped over there in Russia? Right now, ready to cough off of your graves! And all you people, you going to a goddamn concentration camp! That's right! Fuck you damn so-called white people, you going into slavery! That's right! Every last one of you goddamn crackers is going into slavery! And any nigga that wanna save you, he gonna get put to death too! That's right! Fucking joke, man! America's gonna be destroyed by nuclear missiles, man! Get the missiles signed up! Death to America! That's right! Death to Babylon, man! Babylon's falling!